Off the Hinge by J.T. Lawrence. The woman at the counter is looking at me very strangely, as if I am a giant or a midget, or as if I'm wearing a shiny salmon for a hat. Am I wearing a shiny salmon? I ask her. Shiny, spotty, silver singing salmon. Karaoke sashimi. She blinks her marbles at me. Confusion darkens her face. I don't want to upset her. I don't want to upset you, I say. All I need is some milk for my tea. Milk, she says, happy that now she knows what I need and can help me. Milk for my tea, I say, and she smiles. I smile back. I am happy. This is good. And some bone buttons and a mouse. Her happy teeth disappear again, like shy sea pebbles in the tide. Sea pebbles, I say. What? She says. A mouse. A mouse, I say, laughing in her face. Funny. A mouse. She moves away from me. Maybe she thinks I am a mouse. Maybe she is afraid of mice. If I'm a mouse or not, I mean no harm. I take out my wallet. I need to pay for the milk. I search the empty counter for the white bottle. Where is the milk? I ask. We don't sell milk here, the lady says. You don't sell milk? I am astonished, aghast. What kind of shop doesn't sell milk? How will I make my tea? I think you might be in the wrong place, she says, windmilling her arms at her wares. You see, this is an antique shop. I look around. I see ceramic soup tureens and copper candlesticks and crystal snifters. I want to smash the crystal, although I can't think why. I'm not angry. Maybe I just want to see what will happen. I want to see the rainbow shards and splinters. I want to feel powerful. I want to destroy these pretty things and stomp them into the floor and lift my arms and bellow like King Kong. Is there someone I can call for you? Asks the crystal snifter lady. She is worried. I know this because her voice is a tall, pink, wobbling jelly. Raspberry? Your husband? She says, then looking at my naked ring finger, wrinkled. Or a friend? I don't know why she has to mention Larry. What does Larry have to do with antiques? I spin the imaginary wedding band. It's something I used to do. I can call someone for you and make you a cup of tea while you wait. I would like a cup of tea, I say. The truth is, I feel like I could kill a cup of tea. No, that's not right. How does the saying go? Let me pay you for it, I say, paging through my wallet. How much does a cup of tea cost? I have no idea. 50 cents? 50 rand. Maybe it costs 50 cents, but they will charge me 50 rand, and then they would have 49 rand 50 of mine that they don't deserve. That they fleeced me of. It appears that antique dealers are not to be trusted. No, she says, hiding her marbles with eyelid skin at seeing my open wallet. It's not necessary. Really, please, take a seat. She motions towards an over-waxed mahogany piece carved with balls and claws. It has a balding maroon velvet seat. There is dust in the air. I can't see it, but it is tickling the end of my nose. I don't want to sit on the antique chair. It looks untrustworthy. Also, it might bite me. I put my hands behind my back to protect my buttocks. Ball and claws. Buttock. 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 Buttock, I say. But the lady has vanished. She has time traveled to the next century where she is looking for a kettle to boil. I'm glad. Now I don't have to sit on the buttock-biting chair. I think she will probably be a long time, so I will leave this old copper candlestick shop and go to get the milk. On the way out, I pick up a plate. The heirloom is seashell thin, begging to be broken. Someone has drawn a French pastoral scene on it, in powder blue. It begins to burn in my hands. I'm torn between taking it with me and throwing it against the floor as hard as I can. I want to take it in my bag, I want it to shatter. I want to hold it against my chest like a newborn baby. I want it in smithereens. The word smithereens makes me think of polystyrene. Polystyrene, I say. I slip the plate into my bag and step out of the shop. There are lots of people on this road, lots of cars. I need to walk upright so that the shiny salmon doesn't fall off my head. In school, they would award certificates for deportment. Walk like you have a rotting iron for a backbone and get a gilt-edged certificate, a golden backbone. A Mary Poppins song pops into my head, the one about flying kites. There it is, the song, barbed in my brain. And the words come over and over. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. The lyrics boomerang between my temples. I hum along. I try not to stomp in rhythm with the song. I don't want people to stare. Like that man over there in the silly chef's pants, with his arms crossed in front of his chest, white smoke trailing out of his nose like a magic dragon, as if he has swallowed fire. He is looking at me. How rude. I will just walk right past and ignore him. He keeps looking. His eyebrows are steep and too dark, much too dark. I don't like them one bit. Buttock, I say, and keep walking. The sun is a big hot ball traveling the sky in slow motion. I'm really thirsty now. I find a shop that looks like it might sell milk. I go straight up to the counter. Spit spot, no dawdling. Do you sell milk? I ask, perhaps a trifle loudly. A trifle loudly, a loud trifle. Goodness, that sounds delicious. I would like to eat a loud trifle. It sounds like something out of an Enid Blyton fantasy novel. The young man in the shop is too skinny. He could do with eating a loud trifle. I want to tell him so, but what good will come of that? I bite my tongue. Milk? Like a glass of milk? He says, as if he doesn't understand. As if milk is a philosophical concept that is difficult to grasp. His hair is pointing in all different directions, as if he has just woken up from a particularly frightening dream. His skin is writing on it. He could do with a good wash. A bottle of milk for my tea, I say. So you want tea? Perhaps he needs more than a good wash. A lesson in English comprehension, for one. Yes, I say slowly. Milk for tea. He is embarrassed now. I would be too. And rubs his head pelt possum pear. So, he says, cleaning the sleep from his eye, do you want tea or do you want milk? Am I not speaking clearly? Is the idea of buying milk just too complicated for mere mortals like this dirty skeleton to comprehend? I feel instantly exhausted by the dire hopelessness of the human race. I feel drained, doomed. I need to sit down. Luckily, there are lots of tables and chairs in this shop. Perhaps it is a furniture shop. The chairs here are not dusty, and they are not buttock biters. It feels good to rest my golden spine. The grubby skeleton brings me a glass of milk and a cup of tea. This does not help my cause whatsoever. I need to leave, to find a bottle of milk to take home with me. Poor Larry. He has probably keeled over from his lack of tea this morning. Keel peel kipper. Shiny salmon. I can't drink the tea on the table in front of me, as much as I want to. It wouldn't be fair to Larry. How would he feel if he saw me here, knocking back a good hot cuppa while he is in the very process of keeling over from the thirst? No, I can't take a sip. Not one. I need to leave. I make it out the door and 3 shops down before the unwashed calls me. Your milk, he shouts. Your tea. I scrabble over the cobblestones. I can smell the sea in the air. I'm afraid the skelly will follow me, but he just stands there, wiping his hands on his flowery apron of defeat. I don't know what I was doing, looking to buy milk at a furniture shop. My head needs checking. I try to swallow the dryness in my throat. I want to walk faster now, but am feeling lightheaded. When last did I eat? I keep going. There must be some kind of corner shop, some kind of convenience store. Damn it, what kind of street is this anyway? I shiver. My golden backbone is chilled from head to tail. Perhaps my pelvis is turning into metal too. What kind of award would present you with a golden pelvis? I'm not sure I'd like to know. I should have had tea at that furniture shop. It looked like a good cup of tea. It's not easy to find a good cup of tea. Larry wouldn't have been happy, but then, is Larry ever happy? The light is evaporating. The sun has had enough of shining. I feel a blue bottle of adrenaline shoot through my veins. How can it be so late? Larry will be worried. He'll be furious. I'm quite sure that I left the house this morning, not more than an hour ago. What has happened to the day? I wrap my cardigan around me. I can't go home without milk, though. Then it'll become a story. No, no, no. I will not go home empty-handed. I will not be butt of yet another bitter joke. I'll try one more shop. I could assassinate a cup of tea. No, I could execute a cup of tea. The wind is picking up and I feel the grey shadows creeping along the pavements and up my legs. I count the sign shouting, "Closed," until I run out of fingers, but then there is one store with a front door flung open with golden light and laughter. I dispense with formalities and just yell, "Milk!" to the people inside. They are wearing cocktail dresses and sipping rubies from glasses. When they notice me, they stop and peer over. There are too many steep eyebrows on this street. I don't like it one bit. "Milk!" I yell again. I lift my wallet at them, as if to signal that I will pay for it. I don't care how much it costs. I will pay 50 rand for a bottle of milk if that's what they want. I hear dead leaves gusting along the street. They flutter up against the glass facade. There are tears in my eyes, but I'm not sure why. I blink them away and see art on the walls. I want to tell them about the antique lady who is now in another time dimension searching for tea bags and sugar, and the barely skinned skeleton with writing on him. I want to tell them about Larry, who will most definitely have something to say about me going out for a bottle of milk for tea and disappearing for 10 hours. I'll never hear the end of it. My mouth is dry, glued together. I try to use spit to unstick my tongue. I'm about to tell them that I have an extremely fragile plate in my bag when I see the distaste in their painted faces. They don't want me here. They don't want to hear about my bottle of milk. There may be luxurious light all around them, but there is no light in their eyes. They are all wearing masks. They are aliens, not the kind that abduct you. I turn around too quickly and stumble, hurting my bad ankle. I feel the twinge all the way up the left side of my body. I grit dry teeth in lieu of a gasp. I limp. "Wait!" I hear from behind me, but I don't stop. Because I don't want to talk to the aliens, even if they don't want to abduct me. "Wait!" I hear again, closer, almost in my ear. There is a young woman at my elbow. I recoil at her extraterrestrial touch. She's breathing hard, as aliens are known to do. It's the atmosphere here on Earth, the thin air. It's not good for them. "I must get on," I say. The sooner I leave this alien art gallery, the better. "Where do you stay?" she asks. "Let me call you a taxi. My treat." That's what aliens say just before they abduct you. "No, no, no," I say, trying to get away. She laser beams my face with hers until she no longer looks like an alien wearing a mask, but a real person with tiny red veins in her eyes and pores on her nose. Lunar craters. I stare at her nasal moonscape. I don't know how she did that. It's a good trick. "That's a good trick," I say to her. "Please," she says. "It's cold outside and you're hardly wearing anything." This takes me by surprise. I look down and see that I'm still in my nightgown. A pair of dog-gummed slippers and a moth-eaten cardigan complete the look souk sunny. Funny. Bone buttons. "I can't go home without the milk," I say. "I don't have any," she says, looking around at the rubies and champagne. "If I did, I would give it to you." I don't want her alien milk anyway. It would probably taste like mice. Larry wouldn't approve. I reclaim my elbow and leave. The street is dark. The shops are closed. I don't know how I'm going to find milk now. The people have all packed up and gone home. They don't see me skipping over cracks in the pavement in my white cotton dress. They don't see an ancient white fairy gliding down their lonely black road. I'm so thirsty. I feel like I could drink the moonlight. It would taste like homemade ginger beer. It would prickle and pop in the back of my throat. "Stop," says the tall man with the massive dog's head on his shoulders. I've never seen such a big dog's head. I've never seen a man with a dog's head. He is a husky. He has those keen blue husky eyes and black triangles for ears, which would disappear against the night if he wasn't in the habit of shaking them at me. There is something in his voice that makes me obey. No, that's not right. It's not something in his voice, but his actual voice that makes me stop. A husky's voice will do that. The wind is a wet sheet on my back, but I don't move. Perhaps he is the antique watchdog, sent from an outer century. "You've come for the plate?" I ask. "I didn't mean to take it." "No," says the dogman, with a ginger beer reflection in his eyes. "The plate is of no use where we are going," he says. He adjusts his handsome black cloak. It looks warm. "We?" I say, shivering. "We," he says. "How can a plate be of no use? A plate is always of use," I say. I don't mean to argue with the husky, but ultimately, common sense must prevail. "That is true," he pants, "but broken plates are less useful." I stick my hand into my bag and feel the daggers of the broken plate. Smithereens. Polystyrene. I am sorry. When the crystal-snifter lady gets back from her time traveling, I will apologize and pay for the plate. I look down at my wallet, wondering if I have enough money. "What are you doing?" asks the husky. "I'm counting my money," I say. "This is my wallet." "That's a funny-looking wallet," he says. I want to say that he is a funny-looking man, or a funny-looking dog, but I don't. I don't want to be rude. I look down at my wallet again and see what he means. It's not a wallet at all, but a book. No wonder no one would sell me a bottle of milk. I was trying to pay them with a second-hand paperback. "What is the story about?" says the dog. He speaks right into my face, like dogs do. But he does not have dog biscuit breath. Perhaps he doesn't eat dog biscuits. His whiskers are fishing lines that cast around for things. I don't know what things yet. I look down again, turn the book over in my hands. It is familiar to the touch. I have held this book for a long time. The cover art is blurry. I can't read the title. I try to concentrate, to force it into focus. Finally, the words appear. "Off the Hinge," it says. It rings a bell. The dogman tries again. "Do you know what it's about?" "What are all stories about?" I say. "Love," pants the canine. "Loneliness. Redemption." "Yes," I say. I watch his pink tongue vibrate. "Where are we going?" He starts to howl. You'd think that it would make me feel uncomfortable, standing there in the street, watching a wolfman howl, but I'm not. It feels right. I won't join in, even though I am tempted to. It's a beautiful sound. When he stops howling, it's like a sound vacuum. Like the world will never be complete again until the howling recommences. I'm amazed at how I have spent my whole life without it. "Is it time to go?" I ask. "Yes," says the dog. "Are you ready?" I don't know. All of a sudden, it's like being in a stress dream where I am woefully unprepared, sitting naked in class during an exam, or realizing the morning of my wedding day that I'd forgotten to buy a white dress. My underarms start to perspire, although I can't see how. I thought there was no moisture left in my body. "What about my husband?" I say. "He'll keel over without me." "Larry," says the dog. "Of course, Larry," I say. "Do I have any other husbands?" "Larry left a long time ago," says the wolf man. You do not need to worry about him. There's a lightning bolt of recognition in my brain. The keeling over of Larry is not a thought, but a memory. He left? Metaphysically speaking, barks the dog. He died? I say. And as the words leave my mouth, I know that it is true. There is no such thing as death, says the giant dog head. I am relieved, mostly because I am no longer in trouble with Larry. What do I need to take with me? I say. I suppose a shiny salmon will not come in handy. I have eaten the salmon, says the dogman. It has served its purpose. I feel for my hat, and it is true. There is nothing on top of my head. To be prepared, says the husky, you will need a book, a baby, and a bag. Oh dear, I think. Where will I find a baby at this late hour? Look inside your bag, pants the dog. I peer inside, expecting to see the French shards, but instead there is a tiny mewling baby with writing on her skin. It is the powder blue pastoral scene. I lift the baby out and hold her to my chest. I shush her and tell her that everything will be all right. I pat her back until she's quiet. Will there be milk where we are going? I ask, not without hope. He fixes his ginger beer cataracts on me. There will be milk. I'm not convinced. He makes it sound so easy to find milk, and I know that it's not. My mouth is a cotton ball. Buttock. Will there be enough? I ask. The tattooed baby sleeps peacefully in my arms. Where we are going, he barks, there is enough of everything. Come, gently now. It is time. But specifically milk. There will be rivers of milk, he fibs. A dairy white lie. Cream waterfalls, gushing dams of liquid lactose. A deluge of moo juice. Enough to bath in, to swim in, to canoe in, to sink an ocean liner in. The husky takes my face in his hands. They are velvet. He opens his mouth and leans towards me with his non-biscuity breath. I think he's going to kiss me, but then his shiny salmon tongue is combing my hair. He tames my grey bird's nest. He grooms me as if I am a stray kitten. Perhaps that is what I am. My eyes are watering again. I think it must be the relief. He swishes his coat until it covers all three of us and we begin to walk together. His whiskers trawl the night air. We walk off the edge of the earth, where the universes are hinged together. The night explodes with stars. The metallic-tasting meteor light cuts through my every need. It's a different kind of milk, thinks the husky, and I can hear his thoughts. Of course, I think back at him. I get it. When you have this, you don't need milk. It's the same as having enough milk to canoe in. It's actually better. Yes, pants the husky. You get it. It's better. The end.